Today is another video interview with an SEO or search engine optimization expert. So we will have the chance to get to know him once we started with the interview. Make sure to watch until the end of this video because he will be sharing what search engine optimization is all about and what should an SEO VA or an SEO beginner should know about when it comes to being an expert in the SEO skills. Hi there, this is Connie Zabala and I'm here to help you get your time freedom back. So today's video, as I've said, is another video interview and his chosen niche or virtual assistant industry niche is in the search engine optimization. And he's actually, if you will search for SEO expert in the Philippines, he's one of the top rated experts that you can find on Google.
Okay, let us all welcome Fervil Von Tripoli.
Hello. Hello.
As we go on with the video interview, we will get the chance to get to know more about Fervil. So let's start with the questions since this will be long, and I prepared added questions for him because he has his own VA. Okay, let's start. What was your job before you started working from home?
Well, interestingly, I didn't have any particular job that I could say as a full-time, long-term job prior to me getting into this industry. When I started way back in 2010, it was already me doing this kind of stuff since then, from 2010 until now. Probably it's my my calling to be in this to be in the industry of what I do, the search engine optimization, because this is where I really spent a lot of time ever since I got into it. I didn't have any chance to work into different. Well, for minor jobs, I could probably say that I have been employed. Probably my aunt hired me to work under her, doing sales job as well, selling motorcycles in our way back in our area, in our city. But prior to that, I don't think that I have much experience in terms of real life jobs.
Yeah, corporate jobs.
Corporate jobs, I could say.
Okay, that's really interesting. I think this is the first time that I'm interviewing someone who didn't came from, full-time 9 to 5, 8 to 5 job. So okay, tell us your story and how you learned this SEO and how you started with it.
Okay, so just a quick overview about myself. Well, I've been doing SEO since 2010, as I mentioned. How I got into this field is that way back in 2010, I was already hopeless. So at 20-something, looking for a job doing something greater. So there was a soul searching for me, and then one of my colleagues way back in college asked me to come over to their place and decided to mentor me doing search engine optimization. So this friend of mine was actually like a computer buddy. So I was playing games with him during our college days, and then I think way back in 2008 and 2009 they've been able to be acquainted with Odesk, now Upwork. So they've been able to get clients from there during that time. And then for his projects, I'm the one who's helping him doing the nitty-gritty tasks in SEO. So I considered it as my training ground as well in terms of doing anything and everything in SEO. But it's not always rainbows and butterflies in this industry. I've been also experienced some series of setbacks, like for example, clients not paying you for the work that you're doing. There will be times wherein you'll experience the feast and famine cycle, as they say it. Like there will be dry months whereby you'll have a hard time getting clients, and I could say that when you're starting out, you needed to have this kind of preparation for yourself, the mindset of, what happens. There should be a mindset of you having an alternative of what to do if ever there will be a dry season for you, not getting any client during that month or whatever. At least you come in prepared for that in terms of financial. So because way back in 2000, I think in 2013, I had my Upwork account not working for me in terms of income. So I decided to step out of the platform and decided to build my own website. So from there, I was able to the site was a very good asset for me to generate income in terms of getting clients, since I was able to rank some decent keywords related to SEO Philippines, wherein clients were searching for that keywords or inquiring for the service that we are providing. Sometimes I have work that involves a team at times that requires a team to help me with that, but oftentimes it's me doing freelance job from there. So in, I think 2 years back, I have been able to gather my A team, which is the I decided to put up my own company, which is the Semblitz link building agency. We're a agency based in the Philippines. So we're a team of marketeers with a strong background in search engine optimization. So that's the main service that we're providing for the clients. And still, at present, that's the same thing that we're doing right now. Working on client projects and the side, we're also building up our digital assets, I could say, wherein these are built for sustainable income, probably in the near future for our team. And we're hoping to use it also for case study purposes. If ever like clients would really want to ask, so what are the things that you have done with regards to the results that you have for anyone. So because at times there will be clients who are not really comfortable that we're disclosing the information about their business, right? So the solution that we have is to really have a digital asset, like let's say a website that we can flip and build traffic on it, and then that will be used as the portfolio that we have for the business. So that's the end game for us as well. So yeah, that's what we're doing at the moment.
Okay. So ever since year 2010, you've been working from home. You didn't divert to any job or any outside freelancing?
Well, this is an interesting case because one of my clients way back years ago have decided to partner up with me in putting up a local business here in the Philippines. So I was hired as a marketing manager for that business, and the team they're actually part of Semblitz team. We are doing the internal project for this campaign in their marketing for this local company. So it's a transition of me getting from a freelance career into a more of a corporate setup, because I needed to be in the office from time to time to look after the welfare of the company during the early stage of since inception of this business. So way back in the past, I was living in the south side of the Philippines, which is in General Santos City and Iligan City, which is in Mindanao. This business in particular have been able to make me move into the metro, which is in Metro Manila, which is where I am right now. So yeah, but for this business in particular, as of this moment, I'm working on it as a marketing consultant. So there's no need for me to report on a regular basis on the office. It's just me working at home on the things that I needed to provide for the business to thrive in terms of marketing campaign that we're running for them. So yeah, it's like going freelance, then putting up a local company, so corporate, and then going agency now. So that's the trend that I have. It's like a roller coaster ride.
Yeah. So for those aspiring VAs, you know that you can do a lot of things when you start working from home.
Yeah, of course.
You have no limits.
Yes, because I've also known some people where they really transition into this one, but it's I could say a peculiar case, such as mine. Most of the time, who are working online, like for example, virtual assistants, they're working from corporate and then turn into virtual assistants. Whereby for me, it was freelancing since 2010, then 2016, corporate, then agency on the latter part. So it's like a peculiar case.
Yeah.
But I've known for some, there are also, they started as virtual assistant, then turned into partners with probably their clients decided to put up their own agency. So they turned into a corporate setup that this virtual assistant became, like C-level executives in their own business. They turned into a corporate setup from there. Although setup would not necessarily mean that they report into their own office, because sometimes these businesses, they seem to have a skeletal framework, like they just work from home as well for companies. But for some, getting into office works for them in terms of delivering tasks for the clients or the service that they provide. Maybe whether it's virtual assistants or whatever. So
Yeah. So in the future, I will be interviewing some of these people that he's talking about. Watch out for
interesting.
it. Yes.
Looking forward to it.
Do you think it's important to have an ideal client?
Well, first and foremost, you are the decision-making side when it comes to drawing your ideal client. So what might be ideal for me might probably not be ideal for you. So this is where what we call the customer avatar is important. If example, a client that is for us, we set minimum level of engagement, we could say. So what this means is that, for example, your ideal client is someone that's paying you around more than $1,000 per month. So that's an ideal client for you. Then that should be your minimum level of engagement for the project that you're providing. I would want to have a long-term contract, like let's say a year contract for a client that's paying me $1,000 per month. Then be the ideal client that you would want to engage with. As to how you're able to get this kind of clients, that's a different conversation.
Yes. Perhaps we can talk about that in the future. If you're getting value out of this video interview, make sure to hit that like icon. So
yeah.
Yes. So
Subscribe.
Yes, and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. So next question is, do you have a fixed working time during this project that you're doing right now?
Well, as for the time, we're very in the agency that I have, we're very flexible on the time. What we have is deadlines with regards to so there are two deadlines. One would be for the internal team to deliver. Second would be for the side of the client when to expect a particular task is done. So regardless of like how many hours are you going to spend on it, as long as we reasonable timelines for the activities that we're allotting for each team member, then I feel that it's much more important than setting up, like let's say work hours a day of 8 hours straight working on a particular campaign. I think for me, in the culture that we have inside the agency, the team that we have, we don't practice such. We practice more of what would it takes for me say yes on the task that I'm happy to work on. Okay? What that means is that, for example, on my end, would I be happy to work on like a rigid work of 8 hours a day, going straight on it on a daily basis? It will entirely burn me out. It will entirely stress me out doing the same thing, work. We really try to strike the balance. We have as long as everything is tracked in terms of the things that we're working on, and then there's a reasonable deadline, then I feel that's the more important part than asking someone that I remember how much hours are you allotting for this on a daily basis. So yeah.
So, okay, what is your biggest blessing since you started working from home?
Interesting. Probably I could say a support system. One would be, aside from the team itself, the semblance team. Second would be the community that I belong with. It's not every day that you can find people where you can, ask around more sensible questions about, especially about business, about marketing, and everything in between. So in everything that we do, I feel that the part that's most of the time that's lacking is the feedback. Okay, what am I doing? Am I doing it right? Am I doing it the better way to do things? Like running a business, launching marketing campaigns, serving client retention, everything in between. How am I able to do this if I don't get any feedback coming from people who also been experiencing this kind of situation? So I think this is one of the blessings that I got, because for the past years I've been a lone wolf in doing the task. It's just me and the client, and then the way I find myself, being effective in what I do is just results for the clients. So that's just it. But more than that, you don't see the annular picture of everything. You just see the bigger picture of it. But oftentimes you miss some of the missing parts, like the minor nitty-gritty details in between. So it's important to have a support system that could do give feedback on everything that you do, whether it's me doing the marketing side, whether it's me doing the sales side, whether it's me running the business itself. Am I a better leader, or am I doing wrong? So the one that could answer that is someone who could be in the position that you have been. Okay, so it's very important that, for me, I could say the biggest takeaway in this one is that you find those people where you look up to in terms of business and marketing, and then you surround these kind of people within your immediate community. So yeah, luckily for me, I found this Anthony.
Through that. Anyway, so from a lone worker, Fervil is now, aside from the team that he also has his own virtual assistant. So let's talk about that. What made you decide to get your own virtual assistant?
Well, I'm all over the place. I'm really not I'm really not strong when it comes to organization, and being systematic on everything. I just have ideas of what to do and what to execute. But as to the question of what to prioritize and when, this is where the virtual assistant come into play. So the virtual assistant that I have, actually not virtual assistant, but more of an executive assistant for me. She's the one who has insights on what I do on a regular basis. Like, for example, setting up schedule on a weekly, meetings, appointments, and calendar of activities for the team, projects, everything in between in this. It's really a headache. So I give that ball to her, and then I let her decide on what are the things that is needed to be done, and remind me on a regular basis for the more important things. So yeah.
So one tip or one key is that an executive VA should be organized and detail oriented.
Yes,
So,
very detailed.
Yes. What do you think is the most important character of having or hiring an executive VA, or do you have any minimum requirements?
Yeah, first and foremost, I think she values listening as a skill that is very, very important, because I feel that with regards to, in particular in details, you should be able to master how to listen well and listen very carefully on the things that is provided. Being in the position of someone who hires an executive assistant, I feel that majority of my problems are within the client task that is very vital for their business as well, and more on the task for my own business as well, in order for me to generate more sales and income. So there are a lot of things that is needed, not just on the side of me giving out the task. I think the character also that is needed for a particular VA is someone who could, you know, share their own personal insight about what they think on a personal, their point of view, POV on a particular campaign. Like, let's say, hey, I give you this particular, how do you see it, or what do you think about it? Does it make sense to do this kind of task? If no, then what do you think? What do you suggest would be better? Something that could be like that is a very, very helpful skill for an executive assistant or an executive VA.
All right. So to all the viewers out there, especially those who are starting in this VA industry, so take note, it's not about technical skills, it's more about the personality and the character.
Yes, I also believe that for the technical aspect, like for me in my already experience, I've been with my VA for several months already. I think in terms of technical skills, she can learn it along the way as we progress on the campaigns that we're building. But for more on lifelong skills that is well built even before engaging into a particular VA, you must have that expertise in terms of how sharp you will be in terms of sharing your insights and thoughts. I think that's an edge that you get. Very attentive to details, how to speak out your mind in a sense that, but it's also a case-to-case basis. People, I could say C-level executives could be like open-minded to every feedback that is given to them, even if it's coming from someone that is not on par with them.
So okay, that's the end of our quote-unquote formal interview. So Fervil will now share with us about SEO and the skills that a beginner should have. So take it away.
Yeah, as to how I define SEO, I think to my own definition, SEO is the art and science of doing optimization for a particular website in order for it to be found in the organic or the natural or search. So in search engines like Google. So there are a lot of aspects that you can apply SEO. You can use it for apps because the ASO, which is app search optimization, wherein you're optimizing apps in order for them to be seen on app stores and Play stores, Google Play Store. So this is that kind of SEO. You can also have SEO for Amazon, which is optimizing products for it to be seen on top of Amazon searches. So that could also be done. But for me and my team, what we're working on is the local SEO side, wherein we help businesses being found on the Google search and the Google Maps. And we do it by optimizing their web pages. So technically, we're optimizing or doing SEO for websites. When starting out with SEO, I feel that there are two things. You can start anything in between of how you're able to get into the field of search engine optimization. But for me, I started with doing content. I write articles in the past. Use it for blogs, use it for guest publishing, use it for anywhere within the website that is helpful in terms of ranking. So this is what I do. For the technical skill side, you could be on the side of development, wherein you learn how to code, and then transition into doing SEO and doing technical SEO, like optimizing web pages, looking outside issues, technical side issues. So you are more adept on that side if you're doing coding. If you're coding some on a website part, then you could be transitioning to working on technical SEO. And then for our end, which is on the content side, you could be transitioning into content marketing and link building, and even content creation. So also part of content marketing, which is the new form of SEO, we could say. I think the skill that is fundamental that should be learned is, first off, you know how to write. Second, you're good with communication, especially when you're working on outreach campaigns. You're sending email outs to webmasters out there, trying to pitch. At least you're very, you know how you're able to transition your words into, persuade people to give value into your website. May it be in a form of mentions, links, social shares, or whatever. So these are important skills that you needed to learn when you decide to jump into SEO. So yeah.
I do have a question.
Ah,
I have a question. I actually started as a VA and then I have this task of backlinking. Is it still effective until today?
yes.
Okay. So that's the end of the tip round. So we will have a fast Q&A. For the fun of it, I will just mention 2 things and you will choose one or either or neither or both. So are you ready for the fast Q&A round?
I'm scared. Okay.
This is simple. Okay. Ready? Dog or cat?
Dog.
Diet or exercise?
Diet.
Coffee or
Diet.
tea?
I'm sorry?
Coffee or tea?
Coffee. For sure. 101%.
YouTube or Facebook?
YouTube.
Old school notebook, pen and paper, or online journal?
Online journal.
Okay. Music or podcast?
Music.
iOS or Android?
Android.
Windows or Mac?
Windows.
Alright. Kindle or hard copy?
Hard copy.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Okay. So that's the end of the fast Q&A.
Yay.
So before we end this video interview, what is your best advice that you can give for the beginners?
Find a mentor. I think that's the yeah, that was short, but I think that's the only way that you can, someone you look up to and someone who have been there in your situation, someone that is like 2 to 3 steps ahead of you. So you have someone who can guide you along the way of whatever things you wanted to pursue. Because being a VA, I feel that you can do a lot of things. You could be running your own VA agency. You could be running your own SEO agency. You could, become a business consultant or an executive virtual assistant or whatever you need to be in the future. So as to what kind of goal you have, you should find a person that has already done that, and then try to the person to teach you everything, and you'll get there. Yes, just don't stop.
Be persistent. So if they have questions about SEO and if they have other concerns regarding this video interview, how they can reach you?
Yes, you can search for me online or in Facebook. Just type in Fervil Von or fervilvon.com, and let's connect. My website has my LinkedIn, my Facebook, Twitter. More of the time, I'm active on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Alright.
So that's where you can find me.
Okay, so I will also share
Fervil
those
Von.
links that he mentioned in the description below.
Mm.
So that's
Also,
it.
yes.
Yay!
Thank you very much for having me here in this interview.
Thank you. And for those people, I want to hear from you. What is your biggest takeaway during this video interview, and probably what is the best tip that you can apply when it comes to your virtual assistant business? So thank you for watching, and see you again soon. Thanks for listening.
Bye.